Oh.
Yeah, hi, it's Chris Wallace. I'm calm down. This is part 2 of what I was trying to talk about the concentration camps. And what I want to bring up is the taxpayer, when the taxpayers had to bail out the banks because of all the bad mortgages out there, you know, and the government did it, so that really puts them in a position where they're owning most of the properties, which is very close to socialism, okay? And what I also want to say is that if your neighbor, if their home is foreclosed upon, it affects the value of your home. And it affects it because of a deal done in 1933 called the New Deal, which what it did was any debts in America were guaranteed on the backs of the mortgages of the American family. That's right. So it's really pretty horrific. Most people that own their own homes right now aren't thinking how bad it is if their neighbor loses theirs. But you should care for more reasons than the fact that we're all human beings, and if someone works really hard, they shouldn't lose everything they worked for, especially when most of it is chalked up to interest, which is like free money to the banks, but just because we should care and it affects all of us. And I also want to say something about the Federal Reserve. I had read a book by Jim Marsh called Ruled by Secrecy, and I love the book. As I've told you before, I'm a Christian, so some of the stuff I don't agree with, but the information and the research really opened my eyes. It talked about the Federal Reserve is one of the things it talked about. And I had always thought, because of the name, I guess, Federal Reserve, that it had something to do with the American government. It does not. It is the richest families in this country, Rothschilds and the rest of them, okay? Top names, there's about 10 or 12 families that are running things in this country and really throughout the world. Every country has a bank that's running everything, and people think it's included to be part of the government, but the governments do not print their own money. It's these people that print the money. So when they say, okay, there's 2% interest, blah, 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 and these belongs to the banks, and yada, yada, and you're paying 5 or 6% interest, what it is, it's not anything to do with the government of the country. They're not making any money. So the people in these banks, what they do is, let's say there's a war to be financed, or there's nation rebuilding to be financed. Whatever in the hell the country might need money for, they loan the money to the government. The government has to pay them that, okay, on top of all this excessive interest. Our money is not based on, like in the beginning it was things about bartering. I had two chickens, you had some apples, so-and-so had some material, and we bartered amongst ourselves, and we wrote these little IOU type things, and everything pretty much stayed in line. Now, with the countries, our money is not printed, say, by the government, which it should be, based on what our product, gross national product going out is. It's not done by that at all. So they take all this money, and by these terms, they create these huge inflationary rates, and nothing is backed by gold or silver. Actually, I think the term is called fiat, and for a much better explanation than what I can give you, do read William Bramley's book, The Gods of Eden, because what they're doing is they're playing both sides. They're paying for the Russian Revolution at the same time as the other side, World War I, World War II. Both sides to the middle. They're selling guns and this and that to the ones that are up against, you know, the other people, the rebels. And it's nation building. It's all these things that if you really stop and read it, you think, oh my God, this is crazy, this is insane. Just in fact, I just finished a book by Graham Hancock about Mars, okay? And they said something in the book about terraforming, okay? And I'd heard that term before in regards to chemtrails and people getting sick from the chemtrails. But if you look the word up, and oh my God, please use a dictionary and look up the words you don't know, even if you think you might know them. What terraforming does is it makes a place more compatible for people or things that don't belong there. In other words, they can come in and take over because it's made more compatible to them. If yours isn't exactly right. So if we're talking about UFOs, things of that nature, they are spraying these chemtrails all over our country, besides poisoning people with the pesticides and the nuclear and all the other stuff they're doing, the fluoride in the water. This is something like mind-boggling. They're actually making our planet to be better habitated by people that aren't from our planet, okay? In fact, with this thing with 2012 coming up, They look up online, there's a thing by a Norwegian politician where it talks about how all governments have made themselves underground bunkers, how they have taken care of themselves. The only government that I'm aware of that has provided for their citizens as well was Switzerland. I think they have like 1 million people, and this Norwegian politician is crying online because they're not telling us the truth. There's something really bad coming in 2012. I don't know if it will be as bad as most people think because the Bible doesn't indicate that, but there are things lining up in the solar system. Not like Y2K, where they made a false problem. This is a real thing, where there's gravity, where there's possibilities of cataclysms, where there's possibility of fire. And we really need to wake up. Oh, please, people, wake up, read, educate yourself. Please learn, and please care about the people around you, man. Thanks a lot. Bye.